Hi everyone, this is Terry at terryscraftroom.com. Today we're going to make this beautiful fall card using the Rustic Retreat stamp set. Now I feel like this stamp set is one of the most under-observed stamp set in the catalog. It's a beautiful stamp set with a log cabin and some animals on it, but my favorite thing in this stamp set, hands down, is this sentiment. I love Winnie the Pooh, and this sentiment: you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know, by A.A. Milne. I bought this stamp set just for that sentiment alone. It just speaks to me. But anyway, this stamp set, you can use it for Christmas, birthdays, and just general everything all around stamp set. We're just going to make this fall card with this stamp set, and it's a fun fold card, and you open it like this, and there's our sentiment. So let's get started. There are a lot of bits and pieces to this card. First of all, you need an 8.5 by 4.25 piece of cardstock that's scored at 5.5 inches. So we'll start with that. Okay. And then for our inside of our cardstock, we need a piece of Cajun Craze. So this is Blackberry Bliss. Then we're going to put Cajun Craze inside here, and that is 5.25 by 4. So let's start layering that in. Right there. Okay, so there's the beginnings of our card. Now we need a piece of Cajun Craze right here. That is 4 by 2 3/4. So we'll layer that piece on. And then I've got a piece of our Perfect Plaid Designer Series paper. That is 3.5 by 2.5. No. Let me measure that because I think I have the wrong measurements here. It is 3 3/4 by 2.5. That makes more sense. Oops, my tape runner was showing underneath there, so we just need to tuck it under. Okay, so there's the beginnings of our card. Now we need to make our little card right here. Excuse me. So what we want to do is we want to have a piece of cardstock that is 8 inches by 2 3/4, scored at 4. And the biggest thing to remember on this card is it's going to open backwards. That is the biggest thing to remember on this card. Okay? And then I've got 2 pieces of Very Vanilla and a piece of Cajun Craze. The Cajun Craze is going to go right here, and then we're going to stamp on this piece, and that's going to be where our log cabin goes, and on the inside there's our sentiment. So let's stamp our log cabin and our sentiment. And I'm going to be stamping in early espresso just to give it that fall feel. And there's our log cabin. And then here is the sentiment. So since the log cabin is up, that's a little crooked, isn't it? We're going to do that again. Since the log cabin is matted, it's on the smaller of the 2 pieces. Okay? And then on this one, I'm just going to take some pear pizzazz and the little bough, pine tree bough here. And then I'm going to stamp off and then stamp, stamp, and then stamp off and then stamp, stamp. Okay. So then with our log cabin, through the magic of video, I'm going to color it. Here it is colored. Okay? I just use our watercolor pencils to color it. And the last thing I want to do once I have it colored is I want to smooth out these colors. So I'm just going to take my blender pen and just kind of smooth out my colors so you don't see any white areas in the logs or in the trees. That's the nice thing about our watercolor pencils, is you can take your blender pen and just really finish everything off. There. And that really brought out the colors nicely. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this back in. I'm going to layer my log cabin on here. Okay. And then here's where you need to remember that this is going to open the opposite way, because if you put your log cabin on this way, then when you go to put it on, it will be upside down. Okay? So you need to make sure that it's going to open this way. Put your log cabin on. And then let's put our sentiment on here. And also your sentiment would be upside down. Okay, so let's go back to so we're opening the correct way. So this is going to get a little bit more wear and tear, so I'm going to use my wet glue, and also by using my wet glue I have a couple seconds to move it into the position that I want. So what I'm doing is I'm not going to set it down. I'm going to get it to the position I want and see where I want it. Make sure it's straight and then set it down like that. Okay? And that glue will dry clear. And so now I'm going to make sure that glue engages. Okay, so now the finishing touch to this is just a little something over here on the side, and you want it to just be far enough in so you can tuck your cardstock under it so that it'll stay closed, but not so far that it holds it down permanently. And there's our card. Easy peasy. A nice pretty fall card with a beautiful sentiment. I hope you've enjoyed this project today. All the information with the cardstock sizes and everything will be over on my blog at terryscraftroom.com. Please check it out, and while you're over there, sign up for my mailing list, and you'll get a free 3D project by signing up for my mailing list. It's exclusive to my mailing list subscribers only, and you won't see it anywhere else. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.